Yesterday's Morning Minutes in the Bible on An American Missionary looked at Hosea 6:6, which reveals how to delight God. For I delight in loyalty rather than sacrifice, and in the knowledge of God rather than burnt offerings. We could modernize it with loyalty rather than church attendance, and in the knowledge of God rather than large contributions. Church attendance and large contributions are great, necessary even, but God wants more. He wants you, heart, soul, mind, and body. Today on Throwback Thursday, we look back 50 plus years to an article discussing how our contribution is merely a reflection of our heart. Queries and Answers by Robert F. Turner from Plain Dog Magazine, November 1969. Dear Brother Turner, how is the contribution a part of the Lord's Day worship? Do we give to God this offering? F.C. Reply. Sometimes, in a sincere effort to strengthen half-hearted members, to get them to give of their means as they should, we say things inaccurately, things that establish false concepts and have far-reaching effects. The contribution has had more than its share of such errors. In the first place, the thing done in worship is but the fruit of the proper attitude or spirit of worship, and does not, of itself, offer or provide God with anything. This was true even in the Old Testament, when the blood of animals was offered as propitiation for sin. The offerings paid for sin only in a symbolic sense, typifying the one true offering which Christ made of himself for the sins of the world. In a more literal sense, Christ is the one sacrifice of the new covenant, one sacrifice for sins forever, once offered, once for all. Hebrews 9:28 and 10 through 12. God does not need anything, Acts 17:24 through 25, and certainly isn't appeased or conciliated by our prayer, song, or money. The Lord's Day contribution is not an offering at the altar, and many of the pleas and prayers some associate with the collection border on the ridiculous and are pure Judaism. A far more appropriate way to consider the matter is to see ourselves as belonging to the Lord, body and spirit. 1 Corinthians 6:15 through 20, 2 Corinthians 8:3 through 5. After which, we use time and material blessings as stewards only. Christians are living sacrifices, Romans 12. Our singing, prayers, teaching, remembering, the Lord's Supper that is, and giving of our means to promote his cause are acceptable only as they indicate a sincere desire on our part to serve God with our whole being. Thus we worship God in spirit and in truth. When an individual becomes a Christian, he serves the Lord with his all, regardless of what others do. Finding other Christians, he joins with them in the service of Christ, an association commanded and sanctioned by the Lord, Hebrews 10:25, Acts 20, verse 7, etc. And this collective action is the very essence of the local church. Saints pool their means in order to work as one in the service of Christ, and this necessitates a time of gathering. 1 Corinthians 16:1 through 3 is an example of such a gathering in the early church, and as an approved example, serves as authority for like action on our part. It was done in keeping with an apostle's explicit instructions. Today, we also have needs to meet, work to be done, and in order to accomplish the work of God that he has authorized to be done collectively, Christians must pool their means and or abilities, usually through a medium of exchange or just plain money. We give to support preachers, to feed the hungry, to supply facilities for our work and worship. The gift is to God only as respects purpose and as it reflects a heart wholly his. Thank you, Robert, for reminding us that contributions only delight God when they reflect a heart that belongs to him. Instead of asking God, how much do I have to give, which implies a desire to limit our service to God, we should ask ourselves, how much more can I give? Exceeding his expectations is how a heart seeking to delight God thinks. It shows up in our decision to give God something more than our time or money, to give him ourselves. That's how we delight God with our giving. And thank you for watching this Throwback Thursday edition of Morning Minutes in the Bible on An American Missionary. Until next time, this is James McClenny hoping you have a great day.